What's up, y'all? I'm just Rising Sage coming with some more motivation. I just did this. I just bought one of these. It's a lap counter. As you can see, 16. That's 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 4 miles I just walked on the track out here. It's a nice track at a school that's open to the public. You see, and the only problem, I'm gonna state my problems, how I did it wrong. Wrong, I only brung 3 bottles of water. I should have brought more than that. And wrong, what else I did wrong? I came out here at 10 a.m. You know, about 10 a.m. So I've been out here about 2 hours. You know, and that's how long it took me to do these 4 miles. You know, like I said, I just walked. You know, I'm not gonna run and fall out. And I'm out here, and the humidity is great right now, so it's kind of hard to breathe. Had a few pains strike down in my head. What else? Legs cramped up a little bit, legs rubbing against each other, hurting. So, you know, it's like 4 miles. Next time I come out here, I want to do 5 miles, you know. Then maybe after that, hopefully a few times after that, I can do 6 miles. You know, we got to break our limit. We got to be limit breakers is what I'm saying. And, you know, anything is possible with Christ Jesus. And I know it's him keeping me alive. And I'm out here, you know, as soon as the sun come out. You know, I can't do that. I need to be out here like 4 a.m. or something, or when the sun starts to go down, maybe it's 7 or something like that, or 8, or maybe it's 7 or something. But those are some things that I did wrong. But I want to tell you, come on now, if I can do 4 miles out here in the blazing sun, you know, y'all can get up off your TV, get up off your watching your sports and do a sport, get up off of smoking and drinking and start being healthy, you know, get up off the video games and just, you know, everything you're doing, you know, start looking forward to making your life more healthier so you can be on the earth longer, so your people can enjoy you, can enjoy your people. You know, we got to get out here and just push for health. We don't know when another pandemic coming or anything like that. Keep strong bodies, break those.
I was 291 pounds. Now I only weigh 120. That's all I weigh, 120 pounds. And trust me, I haven't felt this good in my whole entire life. What I've done was to discontinue anything that had glucose. Glucose is the underlying enemy. Whenever you indulge in glucose, it would be difficult to lose fat. Cusca is a plant that the Maya used to use, and they used another one known as the teosinte. I eat those plants. Those plants does not have starch or glucose. You will look at your body losing weight and you're gonna get frightened.
Anytime it's white, you should know it's very dangerous stuff. White sugar, white salt, white milk, bleach white flour, white grits. Anytime it's white, it's dangerous. You do not have white teeth. Your teeth are yellow. They are bones, and yet we bleach our teeth white because we know that white is right. No, this slavery thing is on us. This slave trauma is on our diets.
Honey, that stuff is deadly. This man used to drink 2 tablespoons of honey every day, but what the people didn't know The honey the Bible talk about comes from a natural bee. The bee that you have today is a hybrid animal. That honey is acid, it is sugar. It will give you diabetes.
Very simple. If it tastes sweet, it has sugar in it. So you don't want to eat a whole lot of concentrated sweeteners. In fact, you shouldn't eat any. But to avoid the diabetes and those things associated with diabetes, such as high blood pressure, hyperactivity, glaucoma, cataracts, infertility, senility, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, poor circulation, neuropathy, tingling, numbness, all those diseases are associated with a person with pancreas disease, but they don't have diabetes. So the person's always looking for diabetes, but a pancreas disease has symptoms, and of those symptoms, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, high blood pressure, arthritis, glaucoma, cataract, hyperactivity, infertility are symptoms of a pancreas disease. And they're going around looking for diabetes.
Whether you cook them or you eat them raw, you're not going to get any benefit from them because they're hybrids. But if you take something natural, like the teosinte, which is a plant that's natural, you cook it, you get energy. If you don't cook it, you get energy. Why? Because anything that's natural has energy, and you cannot kill energy. It's displaced from one state to another.
Insulin does not stop diabetes. Insulin is a salt, and as a salt it gets stored in the muscles and tissue, which makes it very damaging. Insulin is utilized when your body is what we call alkaline.
Link in bio.
If we knew the things that God made from the things that man made, it would be very easy for us to differentiate or to separate. If we could differentiate. He recommends rice, when rice is a poison. The only rice that is made on this planet that was made by God is that one that we call the wild rice.
The meat today is highly chemicalized. It's one of the most chemicalized foods there is. We have the steroids in it, which bulks up the animal. We have the adrenaline in it, the animal squirting out in fear of being killed, so it's a high amount of adrenaline in it, a high amount of steroids in it, a high amount of growth hormone, and you develop an aggressive kind of fight kind of behavior because you're eating a lot of adrenaline, which is fight or flight. So we have that kind of chemicalized behavior manifested from this meat that we're eating, but we think meat is totally innocent. Meat is one of the most highly processed foods you can.
I found someone that spoke to me, and I didn't believe that he was lying. And 90 days later, I didn't have any disease. I didn't eat anything. I believe what he said. He said, don't eat for 90 days. Don't eat for 90 days, then how am I going to live? How are you going to live? The stuff you eat is killing you. So if you just stop eating it, that's a plus, because it's killing you. Stop it. What is a good breakfast? 3 glasses of water or 4. Why? Because that's it.
The more you eat, the body keeps saying, I'm still hungry. And you eat some more, and I'm still hungry. You eat some more, and I'm still hungry. And you begin to buy these larger dresses without realizing that your body is talking to you. It is telling us you are hungry. But we interpret hunger with eating a lot to quench it. No, hunger only says that you are starving for the food that is natural. And in proportion, you could eat 5 pounds of food, never receiving any nourishment. But if you eat 2 ounces of something natural, you will feel the energy immediately. Why? Because it will assimilate. Assimilation means it's going to go and digest with you, become one with you.
So we want to eat at the same time every day, and we don't want to eat when we're angry, when we're upset, or when we're in a hurry. We want to take time and chew our food until it's a liquid and then swallow it. You don't want to chew it and swallow some chunks of this and that, because the body can't break that down. It ends up rotting and fermenting in your stomach. Or you eat late at night and the food sits there and rots, and you wake up in the morning, you smell this rotten food fumes in your stomach, and you think it's your breath that did something bad. You say you got bad breath, like your breath belongs in special education or something. But actually, you did something too bad to your breath. Your breath is not bad. So the food is just sitting in your stomach, rotting, putrefying, and funking up the place. That's because you ate too little.
What does the African eat today? Rice. That's all they have. And rice is a poison. Not only is it starch because it contains and it converts into carbonic acid, but it contains cyanide.
Well, how is it those little, like Chinese, Japanese, them how they eat it every day?
But what about that? Because they eat it every day. Are they the healthiest people on the planet? You never seen a Chinese or a Japanese walk straight. His spine just cannot hold up straight. He always walks with a drop in his spine. He just can't do it. He eats nothing but starch.
When I talk about herbs, I want to make it clear. I am talking about plants that are natural. I'm not talking about aloe vera. I'm not talking about noni. I'm not talking about ginseng. I am talking about natural plants that are electrical. And they sound like this. Kokulmeka. In Jamaica they call it the iron root. I'm talking about burdock, shepherd purse, yellow dock, prodigiosa. There's a difference. Meaning that the natural plant came with nature from God. The other plant was made in a laboratory through the process of hybridization. The plant that came with nature has a carbon-based structure. The plant that came from the laboratory.
People are emotionally attached to food. They eat food because they're having problems. They eat sugar because they have the inability to give love or receive love, because sugar is associated with love.
Is that right?
Yes.
So how did you know that, Dr. Africa?
And salt is associated with anger. And black people eat the most salted potato chips of any racial group in America because they're angry.
Okay.
And
What about this hot sauce thing I see?
We do have a hot sauce problem.
Yeah.
We're going into hot sauce, and you're also going in for vinegar, because vinegar comes with the hot sauce, and vinegar is a chemical that's made from eating meat. People get addicted to the chemicals they take and the chemicals they make inside of their body.
Okay.
That's two addictions.
Okay.
The chemicals you take and the chemicals you make.
Okay.
So when you're eating a lot of meat, you're making a lot of vinegar, as well as ammonia.
Okay.
You see, that's the chemical addiction. So they're going to thrive for that.
Okay.
The hot sauce in their mind is trying to drive them, stimulate them to have more money or more lottery tickets or something. It's a cycle. It's emotional attachment to the food that we have.
I've seen people who wouldn't start a meal without locating the hot sauce.
Yeah, because they're trying to,
Where is the hot
to
sauce?
stimulate themselves to be rich or
I think
whatever
they're
their
trying to
fantasy
cover
is.
up the food.
No.
I can't imagine.
It's emotional. It's emotional.
Okay.
People eat for emotional reasons.
Okay, feelings.
Yeah, they want something to crunch on to get rid of frustration. They chew.
Is it wrong for a cancer patient to be treated with chemotherapy?
Chemotherapy is an approach that destroys cells. Chemotherapy doesn't distinguish between good cells and bad cells. It destroys cells. It's an acid approach.
What kind of approach?
Acid.
Oh, acid approach, okay.
My approach is an intracellular cleansing. What causes disease in the first place? An acid condition. Well, let us sweep it out. Let us find the plants that are consistent with cleansing. You see, we just begin to wake up. We just begin to realize that we are way in a deep deficit.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that we have never spent time in analyzing or even trying to understand the difference in our genetical predisposition. We have never understood the science of biochemistry. All of the folks that have came to us, they came to us with history, bunch of history, a lot of religion, a lot of philosophy, but none of them came with a food that would help me to live as healthy as I possibly can. Look carefully. We're not going to make excuses no more. Because if we continue to make excuses, we're going to go deeper into the deficit. Just recently, a report came out that the Christian diet need to be examined, re-examined. Because in the Christian diet, You have people eating hog, potatoes, rice, and beans. But if we take this substance to a biochemist, he's not going to find any food in any of these substances. So why do we eat these things? Then we get sick.
Of course, this is the Hippocratic oath that people have to swear to when they graduate from medical school. It's a financial contract. It has very little to do with medicine.
I am a primary care physician, and I'm frustrated, and this is not what I signed up for. I'm tired of our sick care model, and I'm not choosing not to participate. I got in this to help people get well, not harm them, protect them, lead them, teach them. And that's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system.
Let me show you who founded this science of nutrition, how to eat, when to eat, why you eat, and all that sort of thing. It's this black man here. His name is Imhotep. Wrote a compendium of medical books, the oldest medical book in the world. Science of Nutrition. The oldest book on chiropractic medicine is the Edwin Smith Papyrus, 1600 BC. The oldest book on women's diseases, how to diagnose them, how to treat them in pregnancy, what their diet should be, is the Cahun Medical Papyrus, 1700 BC. The oldest book dealing with internal medicine is the Ibris Papyrus, 1550 BC. All of these books were written over 2,000 years before Hippocrates was born, who some people claim is the father of medicine. The scientists all agree that the oldest medical books in the world are African, written by African people. So this is something you thoroughly know about because you founded the whole science. I'm just giving you back the information that was taken from you. Of course, this is the Hippocratic oath that people have to swear to when they graduate from medical school. In this oath it says, I swear by Apollo, which is the Greek name for Horus, or Heru, which is an African man, the physician, and Aesculapius. Aesculapius is the Greek name for Imhotep. So they are swearing to two black men before they can get out of white medical school. This contract says, of course, that medical doctor is going to keep the information to himself, and that he's going to rip you off, relieve you of your money, and share it with other people in his occult. It's a financial contract. It has very little to do with medicine.
Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? You know, when you're having heartburn or indigestion, your body's literally revolting against you. Instead of giving you something like Prilosec or Nexium, knowing that studies show that they're linked to kidney failures and osteoporosis. Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal?
And guess what I found? That there's only one disease, not two, not three, one. What did you say? I said, Your Honor, there's only one disease. The judge said, what is it? I said, you already know. She said, try me. I said, Your Honor, when someone has sinusitis, what is obstructing the nasal passage? She said, mucus. And when another has bronchitis, what is obstructing the bronchial tubes? She said, mucus. And when another has pneumonia, what's covering the cells of the lungs? She said, mucus. Jumped up and said, what about AIDS? He want to know where the mucus. I said, Your Honor, have you been to an AIDS ward? She said, yes. I said, what is it that the AIDS spits up every 5 minutes? She said, mucus. Where is the mucus? It's in the skin, it's in the blood, and the lymphatic system that makes up the immunological system. That is where you find the mucus. Mr. Victor Herbert.
There are two types. There's articular rheumatism and there's muscular rheumatism. Those are the old terms of what we're talking about. Articular rheumatism is arthritis. Muscular rheumatism is MS. multiple sclerosis, things that are Graves' disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, things that deal with the muscle. So you're looking at rheumatism, and the subcategory of rheumatism is arthritis, which means there's waste between the joints or decreased amount of fluid in the joints. So if you're taking things that decrease the fluid, then you're contributing to arthritis no matter what your age is. And things that pull fluid out of the joint are preservatives such as salt, sugar, bleach white flour, raisins. All of these things require a lot of fluid. What people don't seem to understand is they're eating preservatives, and things get preserved by the loss of moisture.
If we knew the things that God made from the things that man made, it would be very easy for us to differentiate or to separate. If we could differentiate.
Hi, can I have the seat?
Yeah, please.
Oh.
How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I was brought my little lunch with me. I think this is filling. This is what you really should be eating. What are you eating?
Big Mac.
A Big Mac?
Yes.
Well, that meat, it's gonna make you fat, you know.
Yes, but I'm already fat.
You're already fat, but you're gonna add fat to your system and tax your heart and liver and kidney more.
Yeah.
That's gonna cause problems.
I know.
See, that meat has chemicals in it, and it gets caught up in the fat, and when it gets released, it kind of like destroys your muscles and your bones and your eyes, causing arthritis, high blood pressure, and muscle deterioration.
Well, what am I supposed to eat?
What are you supposed to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think cows eat hamburgers, and they seem to be quite healthy.
I have the hamburger.
Yeah, that's why they don't eat hamburgers, because they don't want to put that junk in their system. They wouldn't eat cheese. Cows don't eat cheese because they know it's harmful. So now you're eating things that even a cow wouldn't eat. And plus, that's a dead carcass there. It's like you're using your body as a cemetery and burying a dead cow in it. You should put a tombstone on your head.
And what shall it say?
It should say,
ate the cow and I died.
It should say, here lies an ignorant woman who ate my body.
Yes, but I don't necessarily have to be ignorant to eat it. You know, if you don't know anything different, then that's what you do, but it doesn't mean that I'm ignorant because I ate it.
So
I like it.
You're controlled by your ignorance.
No, I'm controlled because I'm hungry.
And you're
like
hungry because?
Well, it's natural to eat.
Oh, so let us say this is natural to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So if I gave a 6-month-old baby or 1-year-old child a burger or some alcohol or a cigarette, they wouldn't eat it. They would not eat it. They would say the alcohol burns. They'd say the smoke burns. You can't force a child to eat something that's unnatural.
That's right, but a child doesn't know that a hamburger is unnatural.
Right, because they weren't taught to eat the hamburger.
Right.
You're eating what you were trained to eat, like a trained horse. You give them a block of sugar and they run around the track. So you're eating like a trained horse.
But it is too late for me now.
It's only too late when you're dead.
Yeah. But I'm going to die at some time in my life, whether I eat good or don't eat good, right?
The cow didn't say that.
No, he didn't have to say that, but God said that. Everybody has to die.
Okay. So?
I enjoy this.
You know, you talk like a food addict. You're addicted to food. Yes. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
No, I'm happy.
Just like an addict. As long as you can get your drug with all those chemicals and steroids and estrogen and nitrates in it, you're happy.
Yes.
You need therapy.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I think people that don't eat anything also need therapy.
This is not anything?
No, not to me. I mean, a bird wouldn't eat that and be full.
You mean I'm stupid for eating this apple?
Yes. And if that's all you eat, yes.
Well, I was planning on eating maybe another apple.
Oh, I see.
So I'm twice as stupid?
Sure.
I have bologna. Yes, you can have some of my bologna.
Yeah, eat this bologna. Get some fries.
B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
This is made from the scrap meat that's on the slaughterhouse floor. They have a machine that separates it. So this is pork and chicken and beef all mixed together, plus it's spoiled.
But it's all one color.
That's because they put dye in it. They dye this rotten meat. It's actually green. Then they put perfume in it so it make it smell fresh. That's what you that's what you call a burger. First, it's not even ham, so why are they calling it a burger? A hamburger.
You're going to make me sick.
I'm not going to make you sick. I'm making you happy.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. See, this is symbolic here. Don't you understand the symbolism? I don't want to touch that with my hands. You see that? That's a fried potato.
Yes.
So it's going to stay in your body too long. Mm-hmm. And it's going to cause constipation, and it's cause fermentation. Then you can get funky arms because the fumes be coming out through your arms. Then your feet's going to stink because all that's rotten and stinking in your body, so the fumes are going to come out your body. You're going to need deodorant soap after a while.
But you need it anyway.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do need deodorant.
You do.
You do too. Everybody does.
Because you're eating rotten food. The natural deodorant is chlorophyll. If you eat chlorophyll, you wouldn't need the deodorant. Chlorophyll is a natural deodorant.
And where do you put chlorophyll?
In your mouth.
You mean to tell me you don't use any deodorant?
It's chlorophyll that I use. Chlorophyll.
Where do you get chlorophyll from?
Fresh, green, leafy vegetables. Romaine lettuce, spinach. Eating it raw, you get the chlorophyll. It's a natural deodorant. Now, don't you feel better?
My parting word would be this. Make sure that whenever you put something in your mouth, that something is going to complement you and that it's going to serve you well. It's going to support your nervous system. Because if you don't, you will find yourself stressed. Not only are you going to find reasons to dislike me, you're going to dislike yourself. Glucose is the greatest enemy that you could ever be faced with. Avoid it. Because the one thing you want to do is to love. And that love should begin with you. Once you love you, you love the whole world. It's easy. It's delicious to love everybody and everything.